I cannot enter. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on within these walls?
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr. Reed.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul. Or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I'll leave you. Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Have you heard rumors of underhand dealings in the hospital?
If you want to know what's going on here, you better talk to Miss Jones. She knows everything. especially what she shouldn't.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
Reconstructive surgery has been very successful for some soldiers.
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life. I'd rather stay here and just be forgotten.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Why do you...
I wasn't.
What?
I don't want to...
Did you...
No.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
But the suffering continues.
Where were you stationed?
I really don't want to talk about...
No offense. I was pushing too much.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Goodbye for now, Mr.
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
It's locked.
I'll never could keep anything from her.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
I'm sorry you ended up.
I cannot enter.
I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that my...
It's locked, all right.
Dr. Reed, may I help you?
I'll see you later, Nurse Crane. Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Have you heard any talk of blackmail going on in the hospital?
If you're running some official inquiry, you had better question the patients. They know more than the staff, especially old Miss Jones.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What made you choose?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
What can you tell me about...
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare...
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test. A test...
Questions remain about our capacity.
True. Last summer, during the
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new...
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of
I agree. But that does not...
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care...
Goodbye, Doctor. Good evening, Mr.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Have you heard talk?
No.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick.
Of course I didn't hurt myself, but I can't work.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
Goodbye for now.
My sweet girl. Treats me like a wolf.
Dr. Reed,
What can you tell me?
everyday folk don't...
News on the front.
It seemed to be for a while.
What can you tell me about...
This hospital was founded...
Can you be more...
Well, veterans.
For how long?
I first volunteered at the Pembroke in 1911, a few months after...
And before you arrived here?
If you must know, this was my first job.
Well, Dr. Swansea certainly has
Not in an official capacity, but the
How is the duty?
Everybody works until they can't. If...
What about medical
Dr. Reed, we don't have the money and resources here at the
I'll... Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hook.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital?
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in...
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some street.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Are you really?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by...
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to...
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer...
How is the situation?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful.
Have you heard of any
There are a lot of secrets round here. I'm not surprised someone tried to make money from them.
What kind of secrets?
I'm not in the gossip business, Dr. Reed. If you want to know more, you better talk to Harriet Jones. She's the oldest patient here.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin color that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take the... Money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of...
During the war, I witnessed a few couples.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other.
You do realize you could both get fired.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken?
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening.
Good evening.
Pippa,
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't...
But you're doing something important here.
We save lives, sure. Each time we send a cured patient home,
What steps are you prepared to take to...
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight
And what about Milton?
for Milton, any change means more comfort.
If you feel that saving lives...
On the contrary, my faith has never been...
Goodbye, Nurse.
Fear and disgust on every street. Corner. Daily routine.
Nurse! Nurse, please!
Good evening, sir.
So it is true.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting
He was also very confident about your future. And look at...
Have you heard?
I have no time for such triviality, my dear.
What is the Pembroke...
This hospital is not exactly the best of...
It's more than enough. In any case, the...
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital...
What can you tell me about...
Some are really good, and others are...
Tell me more about...
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and...
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve.
Ah, yes, the burden of command.
Don't get me wrong.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran.
No, we must keep on healing all those poor souls.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that.
You don't have to blame her for her...
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion...
Corcoran, I want...
He was my patient. He died because of my...
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Come on, don't be ridiculous. He was...
What was the...
It was a twofold error.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks.
Why not?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen.
I will cover for you, Dr. Tippett.
I don't know what to say, actually. I can't exactly...
You didn't force me. This is my decision to make. I believe you're still...
Then I can make you this promise. As soon...
What will you do after your...
I always fancied visiting Cyprus. Such a beautiful island.
Goodbye, Doctor. Good
evening.
Why does Dr. Tippett's claim...
If it wasn't for him, I probably would...
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as...
If you're suggesting he's not taking my
Goodbye, nurse. Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Doctor...
And why?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more...
Have you...
Blackmail. That's not my style.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him.
What did he want?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole.
Only the strongest survive, then?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr.
That man was determined to murder you.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he needed...
How is your hospital?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff.
What's wrong?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was gonna break all my bones before...
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brune.
What's wrong with the...
Come on, Dr. Reed.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication...
What are you expecting, a medal?
How long do you think you can escape the law?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who the...
We can't escape the consequences of our actions.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my...
And who are you, then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day, I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Hey, Doc.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox.
This place is full of...
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfields, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Pardon my boldness, Your Ladyship, but I have questions.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Have any of the patients...
These poor souls have so little left to live for.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Dr. Swansea has...
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the...
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
What are your expectations?
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an...
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely...
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Excuse my impertinence, Your Ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is our little mystery closer to...
I think of nothing else.
My situation...
Another night with the glorious battalion.
I wonder why the Goswicks came here in the first place.
What is this? Who are you?
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say?
Please, calm down, madam.
How brave. Threatening an old defense...
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse, or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones,
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off, they are.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. Miss Jo... Now...
Well...
Have you noticed...
It would be a great deal easier to make...
Have you noticed...
It would be a great deal easier to make a list of things unsuspicious in this house of charlatans.
Come now, Miss Jones. Surely it's not that bad.
Have you no eyes? This hospital accepts all manner of souls, regardless of origin. The proper sick cannot heal. We're kept sickened by the refugees.
Everyone here is very capable.
Thieves and murderers, the lot. People have gone missing here, you know. Poof, without a trace.
If you could just...
It's terrible, Doctor. What with a pain in my chest...
I see.
No one comes to visit, you know.
I'll come and... The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them. Good evening, nurse.
Good evening.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton.
Yes. Milton Hooks is my man.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins.
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not...
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious...
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough.
No matter how you feel about her.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
Goodbye. Good evening, nurse.
Good evening.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from
Do you know...
The people who work here...
Have you seen...
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Goodbye, nurse.
Dr. Reed will help straighten things out in Pembroke, remember?
It gives me courage.
Don't worry, we're safe. No one is here. Relax. Don't worry, we're safe. No one is here. Relax.
Please, sir.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital.
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir. We were en route for the hospital.
How long have you been searching for him?
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water. Fucking rats. Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them at all.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trench. What can you tell me?
I'm Oswald's best friend.
This is a dangerous part of...
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital. His name is Oswald Thatcher. We survived the war.
Where was your friend the last time you saw him?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he went to the sewers on purpose. So I couldn't go after him.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Don't worry, we're safe. Don't worry, we're safe.
Death so many times. Oswald, you can't just die like this.
Sorry, sir. No admittance. Sir! Step away now! It's a leech! Kill it!
Relax. Don't worry, we're safe.
Bloody monster! Shit!
Don't worry, we're safe. Don't worry, we're safe. safe. No one is here. Relax.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals. Or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
He's locked the door behind him. I need to find another way to follow him. This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
I don't want to die here. I want to see the sky, feel the fresh air.
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm...
Okay. Okay, I'm Oswald...
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do. What sort of creature is this?
What sort of creature is this?
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her. I cannot enter.
Supposed to be an hospital. Pig stocks.
Hey, Doc.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're...
This place is full of...
I will see you later. I'll leave...
When I get back, I'll have a word with Tom. He's really pissed me off.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox.
This place...
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good
I'll leave you.
Speak English, do ya? Are you deaf? Stay! Watch yourselves! There's one of them!
Miss, please, I feel sick. Get over here now.